Hey, friend, and welcome to the Angie McPherson Show, your go-to talk show style podcast for all things business and marketing, where we mix fun, entertainment, and inspiration to help you craft your dream business and life. I'm Angie McPherson, an industry-leading branding photographer, marketing strategist, and ultimate hype woman for entrepreneurs, here to share a decade's worth of knowledge and experience. So listen in for unfiltered stories, interviews with ambitious entrepreneurs just like you, and discussions on marketing, productivity, resilience, and more. Get ready for tips, laughter, and often a playful game to fuel your entrepreneurial journey. Let's dive into the episode. Hello, friends. Oh my gosh. Welcome to the first episode of my new podcast. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to kick off this journey. It has been almost 6 years since I first bought a podcast mic, thinking I was going to launch a podcast. I'm not sure what actually took me so long, but I'm excited to be here now. This year actually marks my 11th year in business, my 11th year as an entrepreneur, as a photographer, and what a journey it has been. I actually started as a wedding photographer when I first picked up my camera 11 years ago. And for years, I would capture, 10 to 25 weddings a year. And eventually I pivoted into branding photography. And that decision completely transformed my entire business. So instead of those 10-hour wedding days and those gorgeous golden hour evening engagement sessions, I now am able to operate during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, helping other entrepreneurs grow their businesses with custom branding photos. I get to work with the same clients over and over again. And while this podcast isn't solely about photography, it's actually for all creative entrepreneurs. I do have a dedicated episode about my branding photography journey coming soon, so stay tuned for that if you are a photographer. But for now, in this first episode, I really wanted to share about my entrepreneurial journey to this point and my heart behind starting this podcast. So when I think back, I remember juggling my full-time 9 to 5 job while really trying to build this photography business on the nights and weekends. And if you've been in that situation before, you know how demanding it can be balancing a full-time job and a part-time hustle. That's probably also a full-time hustle. My day job was actually as a marketing manager at a local concert venue, and my job was literally to fill seats for concerts, for shows, for comedy shows. We had Beyonce, the circus, Kevin Hart, so many different types of events at this venue. My academic background is actually in marketing PR, so I truly did love my job. But because it was a concert venue, I was working 40 hours a week plus evenings and weekends when we had shows. Then I was balancing it with being a new mom, and I was balancing it with my photography side hustle. And balancing all the things was incredibly challenging and stressful. And I knew that something had to give. Knew that something had to give. And I really didn't want to give up this entrepreneurial life that I was building. So I made a big decision to pursue photography full time, to quit my job. And many people thought I was crazy when I would tell them this back in the day. And I gave myself kind of a plan. I told myself, I'm going to give myself 6 months and I'm going to book as many weddings as possible, as many portrait sessions, and save up really 3 to 4 months worth of income just in case, everything fell through with photography. And I did it. I hustled so hard back in that season and I had fun while doing it and had fun sharing about the journey. And I really vividly remember the day that I quit my job. If you've ever seen the movie Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith, remember when he finally gets the job? And he walks out of the building after they told him he got the job and he's sobbing. I mean, he's crying, walking to his car. And that's literally how I felt when I left my full time job. I put in my 2 weeks. They threw me a little, going away party. And I remember walking to the car and I was sobbing. It's like I could hear the music from the movie in my head. People were looking at me like, what is wrong with this girl? I'm like, these are happy tears. I'm just so happy to be finally doing this. And since that day, my entrepreneurial journey has been so rewarding, so fun, so rewarding. I photograph entrepreneurs, brands, influencers around the country. I really help them to elevate their brand with custom photos. And I'm also very passionate about building a strong branding photography community because it is somewhat of a newer niche compared to weddings, seniors, other things. And so I really teach other photographers how to pivot into this industry and how to build impactful and profitable businesses. I do this through my courses, workshops, and coaching. There have been challenges over the past 11 years, as every business owner knows, but I love what I do. And I love the freedom that it gives me in life and that I'm able to build such an amazing life alongside this business. And I love the community in this creative entrepreneurial world. And I love to take inspired action, consistently learn. I'm forever a student. I love to network and really put one foot in front of the other to chase my goals. And I remember when I first announced this podcast, when I first announced that I was launching this podcast, I asked the community, what do you want to hear from me? What do you want me to talk about? And a common question I was getting was, how did you get to where you are in business? What are your secrets for success? And I love these questions. Whenever someone asks me this, my mind gravitates towards three essential elements of my own success. And that is one, crafting a vision, two, having a strategy, and three, consistent implementation. These are truly three pillars that can lay the foundation for scaling your success in your business. So let's break these down. Number one, let's start with the vision. What is your vision? What is your why in business? What are you working towards? For some, it could be the dream of quitting the 9 to 5, diving into full-time entrepreneurship, and really pursuing something they're passionate about. For others, it could be to build a supportive community or even create passive income for financial freedom. Some people might have an amazing vision of building an awesome team or just leaving a legacy for their family. I feel like there's a sub level when it comes to the vision pillar, and that is really shifting your mindset to go all in. Just go for it. Your vision is your guiding star, and you have to reach for the stars. I know that sounds so cheesy, but just go for it. And without a clear vision, you're going to risk making like small moves that are scattered moves that aren't really going anywhere because you don't have that clear vision, that clear direction, that clear destination. And success really awaits those who align with their vision, because without it, you're missing the most crucial part of the puzzle. The second thing I can talk about that has contributed to my success is having a strategy for success. It's all about taking that vision and crafting a well thought out plan from start to finish to reach the vision. So think about, how will you get in front of your ideal clients or customers? How can you change your messaging so that you're really conveying how you can help them, what their transformations will be with working with you, focusing on selecting the right platforms to show up, and really defining your target audience. Who are you talking to? And different goals require different strategies. Definitely think about that when you are working on specific goals. You might have to do things differently depending on what your goals are. And this might mean learning new things and applying them into your business. I am a forever student. I love to learn. If you pitch me on a course or a membership or a workshop or a mastermind, and it's something that really aligns with my vision and I'm into the strategy, I'm like, oh, I'm there. I love to learn new things. So if you don't know how to do something, Google is free. Don't hesitate to Google something, to talk to a friend. Like I said, you can enroll in a course or program, find a mentor. Embracing new skills is essential for success. And I still do this every single year. So testing and refining your strategy is really crucial to help evolve and grow in your business. And the third pillar I want to talk about is consistent implementation. So not just implementation, but consistent implementation. Once you have your vision in place, your strategies in place, it's time to really determine what tasks will be done, how they'll be executed, who's responsible for the task, and when they will be completed. Because having a well-structured plan and strategy is amazing, but without consistent execution, you are wasting your time. So I always say to focus on what needs to be done by you and what you can do the best, and then try to automate or delegate other tasks. So as I'm hitting 11 years in business, I'm realizing that outsourcing has really helped me to grow faster. I spent many years, many years trying to do it all. I'm talking about, I didn't get a VA until maybe 2 years ago. I mean, you can call me a control freak, but I did not want to let anything go. And when I finally started to either automate things or delegate to a virtual assistant or bring in a freelancer here and there, I found that it gave me the space to be able to pour into my own zone of genius and to spend time working on those revenue generating tasks, to create amazing content and not be doing all the little tasks that can be done by somebody else, that they could probably do it better than me, honestly. So if you're in a season of business where you are doing everything by yourself and you don't have time to grow, you don't have space to grow, and you have the budget to let a few things go to either a virtual assistant or a freelancer, I'm telling you, it will only level you up in business. So these are 3 things I wanted to share with you in this first episode of my new podcast. And that is a frequently asked question of what have I done in the last 11 years to help me grow my business? And it is having a vision, crafting a strategy, and having consistent implementation in my business. From every little shift that I've made in my journey, from quitting my job to becoming a full-time wedding photographer, from transitioning from wedding photography to branding photography and building that business, and even helping other photographers build their branding photography businesses as well. It is all really boiled down to these 3 fundamental principles. So my heart behind this podcast is to motivate and inspire you in your entrepreneurial journey. I know that you have dreams and goals, and with each episode that you listen to, whether it be a solo episode or a guest interview, my heart behind this is that I really want to provide you with actionable insights to help you take bold and inspired action in growing your business and building your dream life. We all have this one beautiful life, so let's make the most of it and let's make an impact. So cheers to the first episode of The Angie McPherson Show. Hey friend, thank you so much for tuning into The Angie McPherson Show. I hope this episode ignited a fire within you, motivating you to take bold and inspired action. As a gift for listening, I've created a free download of my business toolkit featuring all the essential tools and apps I use to grow my business. Just head over to angiemcpherson.com/toolkit to get your copy. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and leaving a rating or review wherever you're listening. And if you're feeling extra generous, sharing the podcast with a friend goes a long way, and I am truly grateful for your support. For any resources and links mentioned in today's episode, make sure to check out the show notes. Keep moving forward, friend, as each step takes you closer to your goals. I'll catch you next week for another episode.